Hello everyone and welcome back. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the quick access toolbar in detail along with some other important elements present inside the Microsoft Excel. Now in this lecture, we are going to take charge of Excel and move a step ahead in building a strong core. So before we step into the lecture straight away, let's talk about the topics we are going to discuss in this lecture. So the first one will be understanding the structure of an Excel workbook. So here we are going to take a closer look at the Excel workbook. So after understanding the structure of an Excel workbook, we are going to see how to close and save an Excel document step by step. And in the last, we are going to see how to open an existing Excel document step by step. Alright, so let's take a closer look and understand the structure of an Excel workbook. So in order to understand the structure of an Excel workbook, let's jump into the Excel application. So here I am inside the Excel application and here is my blank Excel workbook. Now let me open my blank Excel workbook right in front of you. So here I have got my blank Excel workbook. Now I mentioned that the Excel workbook or the workbook type is our main Excel file. Now that's where we are going to be working in. Now it's actually got several different pieces of it here. I am looking at the Excel workbook, but I have got what's called a worksheet. Currently, I have a worksheet called Sheet 1 and there is a little plus sign right next to it. And by clicking on this plus sign, you can add additional sheets to this workbook itself. Remember, the Excel workbook demand Excel file and within an Excel workbook, you can have multiple worksheets. You can add as many number of worksheets you want once a workbook is created based on the availability of your storage. If a worksheet has a lot of data, it will consume more memory, right? Now take a look. I will hit this little plus sign and this will add an additional sheet to our workbook. Now I've got another worksheet named Sheet 2. These two sheets are same currently until I put some different data to it. As of now, they are just blank Excel worksheets within my blank Excel workbook. Now let's go back to our Sheet 1. And within this sheet, we have got this grid, right? This grid is made up of columns, got all your headers up there and rows down the side. And if you will observe carefully, I am currently inside of a cell called A1. Now let me try to click somewhere else. So here I am currently having the cell G8 selected and we can also see the name of this cell inside of our address bar. So if I click into a cell inside of this worksheet, it will tell me where I am currently at. So this is the function of the address bar. It will tell us the address of the active cell. So this is really our workbook. It's broken up like a grid and we are going to keep our data inside of these rows and columns. And we can reference that data by the column header and the row header. So take a moment and make a quick jump into there and get the Excel workbook open right in front of you. Take a look at the columns, rows, and take a look at the sheet. Alright? Now let's get back to our presentation mode. So here we are done understanding the structure of an Excel workbook. Now let's take a quick peek at how you would close an Excel document. So in order to close an Excel document, you have to follow some pretty basic steps. First of all, go to the File tab present right in the menu bar. Then go down straight until you find the Close command. Then if you have some data inside of your Excel workbook, the application will ask you to first save your file before closing it. Now this is a pretty important step because if you don't save your Excel file before closing it, then you won't be able to restore your data. Once it is gone permanently. So it's better to be very careful with this step. And once you have saved your Excel file in your computer, the document will close right away. So these are few steps to close your Excel document. Now as we know about these steps, let's get some hands-on experience by actually closing a document inside our Excel application. So I've got my workbook open right in front of you. Now before closing this Excel document, let me add some data in this worksheet. So currently I have the cell J7 selected. Let me add some data in here. Let's say for example, I write NASO Academy. So here I have NASO Academy written inside this selected cell. Now as we have some data in this worksheet, let's try to close this document now. So as we have discussed, the primary step to close our Excel document is to go to the File tab present right in the menu bar. So here let me go to the File tab. Now the next step is to find the close command in this column right here. So here is my close command right in front of you. And after I hit this close command, the application is asking me to put a file name and save this document first. So first of all, let me rename this file as taking charge of Excel. So here I have renamed this file, and if I hit this little down arrow right here, I can go browse for a location where I want to save this file. Because it's a Microsoft Office application, we have several different locations to save our file. For example, I have OneDrive account and I've got different locations in my computer, but I don't want to save my file in these documents. So I'm just going to go ahead and click More Locations. This will open up my folder, explore on my computer or my savings window, and here I can go navigate my computer. So let's say I want to save this document on my desktop. So I've selected my desktop right here. Now here I've got my file name and we can rename this file as per our choice. And right below this file name, I've got my file type. Now let me give you just a little bit of information about file type. Remember, we are working inside of Excel, and to save an Excel file, it requires a .xlsx extension, the file extension. Excel also has a few other file types, but another common one is just .xls. Now there is a very important question that might come to your mind, and that is, how do we come to know when to put .xls extension and when to put .xlsx extension? So here is the answer. When the 2007 edition of Microsoft Office came out, all the Office applications got an extra X at the end of it. So if you are working inside the 2007 onward edition of Excel, then you have to put .xlsx extension. Alright? Now there are some other file types as well. Now if I will hit this Save As type option, we can see that there are several different type of documents that I can save this out. Right? So that's it. Now let me hit on the save button and our document is now saved. So that's all about closing and saving our Excel document. Now let's get back to our presentation mode. So here we are in the presentation mode, and now let's take a quick peek at how you would open an existing Excel document. Now assume that you have already been working inside of Excel and you have saved an Excel document perhaps on your local computer, the network drive or wherever. Now you want to be able to open up that document and continue working with it. Well, this is a pretty simple command, pretty straightforward here. So these are the steps you need to follow in order to open up the existing Excel document. So first of all, go to the File tab, present right in the menu bar, then go a little down until you find the Open command. Then Excel will ask you to select the file location of the Excel document you want to open up. And finally, after clicking on the Open File, Excel will load the existing document inside your Excel workbook. And that's it. Now, as we know about the steps to open up an existing Excel document, let's get some hands-on experience by actually opening the document we have recently saved and closed. So here I've got my Excel application open. Now, in order to open up the existing Excel document, I have to go to my File tab, present right in the menu bar. Now I'm going to go down to Open, just down the left hand side here. Now here we have got a few ways to open up our documents. Right next to this green column, I have also got the recent document list that I can get into. And if you will observe carefully, here is the file we have saved recently. Isn't it? The name of the file is Taking Charge of Excel. And this is the same file we have saved recently on our desktop. But as of now, I will not open this file from this list here. Let me go and grab this Open command. So after hitting my Open command, the application is asking me to select the file location of the Excel document that I want to open up. So let me go down into Browse this and open up my same desktop folder where I have saved my file. So here is my Excel file, Taking Charge of Excel. Now let me click this and hit Open. And that's it. Here is my document. It's really that simple. So you can try this out. Close the document, save it, and go grab that same document. So that's all about opening an existing Excel document. So thank you for watching this lecture and see you in the next one.